All right. Today, let's look at the formulation of algebraic expressions. Now, in our earlier video, we looked at what algebraic expressions are and some of the components in an algebraic expression. Today, we are going to look at how we can formulate an algebraic expression from any given mathematical statement. Now, before we look at how to formulate the expressions, let's take a look at some of the phrases that we may meet when trying to write an expression for any statement. Now, these statements represent the operations. In our earlier video, we mentioned that the operations are the four actions that we perform on mathematical numbers. We have plus, minus, division, and subtraction. So these are the four operations. So each of these operations has its related phrases that are used. So let's take note of them. Now let's look for phrases for addition, which is plus. So whenever you hear the phrase more than, it's referring to plus or addition. Sum of is referring to plus or addition. Increased by, add, and many more. But these are a few of them. Now the other phrases that we may encounter include phrases for negative, for minus. So when you hear less than, it's referring to a subtraction. Difference between, subtraction. Reduced by, subtraction. There are many more phrases. Now let's take a look at phrases for multiplication. So for multiplication, you may encounter the word twice. That means 2 times that of the number. Off is also multiplication. Double, 2 by the number. Thrice, 3 multiplied by the number. Product of, multiplication. And then we have multiply. So let's have this particular phrasing in our fingertips. In trying to write expressions, we may encounter any of these. Now that we have looked at some of the phrases that we may encounter, let's take these practice examples. Now the first practice example is a number increased by 5. We are going to write a mathematical expression for this particular statement. A number increased by 5. A number. So a number here, do we know that number? No. And we said in mathematics, if we don't know a certain number, we can represent it with a letter. And so we can represent a number, the number that we don't know, which will be, let's say, y. A number, we don't know it. Increased by 5. We may mention that there are some phrases that tell us what to do, whether to add, subtract, or divide. Now, increase by, what does it mean? When you increased something, is it adding or subtracting? We are what? Adding. And then the operation for adding is what? Plus. So we have plus by what? What number are we adding to this? 5. So we have what? 5. So therefore, the mathematical operation for a number increased by 5 is y plus 5. In this, we have our unknown variable, which is y, the operation, which is plus, and then our constant, which is what? 5. Let's take a look at the second one. A number reduced by 8. A number reduced by 8. A number. We don't know the number. We can represent it by a letter. So we can choose any letter to represent the number. So let's say the number is Z. Is reduced by 8. Reduced means we are what? Subtracting. That means we are taking 8 away from our number. And meaning reduced by means what? Minus. How many are we reducing? 8. So we have a number, which is the Z, is reduced. We are taking 8 away from the number. So Z minus 8. Therefore, the expression for a number reduced by 8 is Z minus 8. Now, Let's take a look at the third one. 9 more than a number. 9 more than a number. 9 more than a number. Here we have the phrase more than, and we said more than means we are what? Adding. So whenever you have a more than or a less than phrase, you don't follow it as like how we did in the first two examples. So whenever you have the phrase more than in a statement, start your expression by whatever comes after the done. You should start the expression by whatever comes after the done. That's why I underline here. So in this our question, they said 9 more than a number. So the whatever comes after the done is a number. What number? Do we know it? No. And we said in mathematics, we represent unknown numbers by letters, and then we call them what? Variables. So a number here, we don't know the number. So we represent it by, let's say, x, which is x. More than means what? We are adding 9 more to the x. So more than means plus. We have plus, then we have what? 9. So the expression for 9 more than a number is written as x plus 9. X plus 9. So whenever you hear 9 more than, meaning you are adding this particular number to the unknown variable. We are adding the number here to the unknown variable. So you bring the unknown variable first, then you now add it. Whenever you also have less than, it also follows the same pattern. So less than 7, less than a number. Remember, whenever you have less than or more than, always start with the component that comes after the done. So the component that comes after the word done is a number. Do we know the number? No. So we represent it by any variable, which let's say will be s. Less than means what? Are we adding or we are subtracting? We are what? Removing. We are removing, which is what? Minus. How much are we removing? 7, which is what? 7. Therefore, the mathematical expression for 7 less than a number is what? S minus 7. The S here represents the variable. The minus here is the operation, and this one becomes the constant. This is how we write mathematical expressions for any given statement. Now try this and tell me the answer in the comment section. We have 25 more than x. What will be the mathematical expression for 25 more than x? Write it and tell me the answer in the comment